You're in Braves country.
Lineup for Braves Country by D.M. McGee. A is for Aaron, the Hammer and Hank, the real home run king. Take that to the bank. B is for Bobby. Cox never cowered. He'd give Blue quite an earful on his way to the showers. C is for Chipper. Don't call him Larry. He would show up in Shea, the Mets he would bury. D is for David. Justice he'd bring. A Game 6 solo brought Atlanta their ring. E is for Eddie Matthews. 512 bombs away. Lit skies from Boston to Milwaukee to the A. F is for Fred. McGriff dog-biting crime. A fire was lit the day he arrived. G is for Glavine. Southpaw winds and kicks, changing speeds east and west, a gem in Game 6. H is for Harry and his brother George Wright, the father of baseball, Boston pennants in flight. I is for inning, ending double play, Riley to Ozzie to Olsen all day. J is for Jones, Andrew let her fly, and his gloves in center is where singles would die. K is for strikeouts, a plenty from Strider, the quads in the stash, getting swings from that slider. L is for Lopez, Javi to B-Mac, Travis and Smurf, we've been lucky to see that. M is for Mad Dog, he won 355, could swat flies with the changeup and still bust you inside. N is for Necro. He got to the hall by bending and knuckling and floating that ball. O is for Otis. Old Nixon could fly. The catch at the wall baffled our eyes. P's still for Peterson. We were all rockin' pearls. With Eddie and Jorge, we were out of this world. Q is a quandary for why Dale is not in. Murphy MVPs again and again. R is for ranking, the top pitcher's lore. Remember Kid Nichols, 107 WAR. S is for Smoltzy, the big three in the hall. When the game's on the line, you give John the ball. T is for Tyler, Matzik and the gift of 2021, the entire night shift. U is for Chavez, but we say Uncle Jesse. The frames, the release, kept the batters guessing. V is Van Weeren, Skip Carey 2, Don Ernie Joe, the tales from the booth. W is Warren, spawned Johnny Sane. They'd ride him in Boston and then pray for rain. X is Mazzoni. Yeah, X marked the spot. Leo rocked next to Bobby, and his pitchers stayed hot. Why it makes us feel young, the game's main appeal. Chopping through the battery, there's no better feel. Z is for zip, boom, bam, ram-a-lam-a, ding-dong. Throughout the summer, we sing that song. From AJ to eyeglasses and a hell of a pen. Mad Max, Uncle Charlie, win after win. A cannon from short, and RC you later. Acuna Matata, there is no one greater. Though you can't fit them all when you just A to Z. Think of your favorites in the rafters we see. I started with 3, then 10, 25, 47, 31, and of course 29. Let's not forget 21, 41, 35, the great 44, or 755, and old number 6, who led his great teams. The pennants were flying. It felt like a dream. From Boston to Milwaukee to Atlanta's TBS, a family, a tradition, Braves country's the best. Lineup for Braves Country by D.M. McGee.
me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and flat out deceived.
Why did you get so drunk?
You got drunk. I'm just really exhausted.
What's in that cup?
Rum and Cokes?
Do you have any idea how important this is? We're trying to save the pub call. Really? This is what you're doing? This is what you're doing?
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win. And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Folk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry.
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam, ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. She's gone, baby!
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America you get in a ballpark. And it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Reed. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe.
You're in Braves country. If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to 1 strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first, and here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
and gentlemen, welcome. We direct your attention now to home plate. Please remain standing. We call your attention to our fans here today. They will be jointly directed. And now, another fixture. Our national anthem.
So proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Play ball! At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce today's teams as participants in this historic game.
Keep playing like this, will be the laughing stock of the league.
All right, boys, let's get back to basics. This is a baseball. The object of the game is to keep the baseball within the confines of the...
You're in Braves country.
On a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia. We're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac McGee. Here's your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off and playing left field for the Boston Red Sox, it's Jarren Duran. 4 home runs, 34 RBI, 13 stolen bases, batting .274. Batting second, the designated hitter, Rafael Devers. 12 home runs, 52 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .291. Willie Abreu is in right field and batting third. 13 dingers, 29 ribbies, 4 stolen bases, a .253 clip. Narvaez is back behind home plate and batting cleanup with 5 homers, 17 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .286. Mayer is back at third and batting fifth. He's 5 for 23 on the year. Abraham Toro batting sixth, playing first. 3 home runs, 5 RBI, a .294 clip. Trevor Story batting seventh, playing short. 7 home runs, 23 RBI, 9 stolen bases, batting .219. And Christian Campbell is batting eighth and playing second. He has 5 home runs, 2 stolen bases, 16 RBI, a .231 average. Batting ninth and in center field for the Boston Red Sox, it's Rafaela with a .238 average. 7 stolen bases to his credit, 20 RBI, 3 home runs. On the mound for the Boston Red Sox, it's Walker Buehler. He's 4-2 with a .395 ERA. A 1.2 whip, 41 innings, 36 strikeouts versus 36 hits allowed, 13 walks, and 6 home runs served. He'll be going head-to-head with Spencer Schwellenbach. 3-4 on the year with a 3.42 ERA. A 105 whip, 68 innings with 60 strikeouts. Versus 60 hits, 12 walks, 9 home runs served. Backing up Schwelly in the bottom of the first inning. In right field, it's Ronald Acuna Jr. He's 9 for 27, a 3.33 average. 2 home runs, 4 RBI. Batting second behind home plate, Drake Baldwin.
How could you not like the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
The Drake is good.
5 home runs, 15 RBI, a 3.24 average. The designated hitter, batting third, Marcell Ozuna. 275 clip with 9 home runs, 24 RBI. Matt Olson batting cleanup and playing first. 12 home runs, 30 RBI, a 2.38 average. While batting fifth, and at the Keystone, it's Austin Riley. 9 home runs, a 2.76 average, 32 RBI, 2 stolen bases. Batting sixth and playing second, Ozzie Albies. 6 home runs, 22 RBI, 5 stolen bases, batting .237. Batting seventh and in left field, it's Alex Verdugo. He has 10 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .260. Batting eighth and patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves, Michael Harris II. He has 3 home runs, 32 RBI, 9 stolen bases, batting .229. Batting ninth, playing short, Cool Hand Luke. He's 2 for 9 with 2 RBI and 2 stolen bases, batting .222. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate today, it's Phil Cousy. Typically a pretty wide zone, but any way you slice it, he has one of the worst percentages in baseball. He comes in around a 91%. What is considered good is 95 or better. So he's going to miss some calls. He's going to have a wide zone. He'll also call balls in the zone as a ball. He will drive you crazy. He's hard to work a walk-off of. Your first base umpire is Tony Randazzo. Second base will be manned by Dan Bellino, and down the third base line is Clint Vondrick. Game time temperatures here at Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia at first pitch are expected to be about 80 degrees with not much clouds in the sky. Wind blowing out to left at 13 miles an hour. We'll have shadows over the plate in the later innings that'll make it really difficult to score. More on that in a second. Your Atlanta Braves are minus 190 on the money line. The over-under is 8.5. Spencer Schwellenbach's over-under strikeout today in the desert is 6.5 at a plus 115. So the betting odds are against him. Walker Buehler, his over-under strikeouts is 4.5 at an even plus 100. Our pick to click today, here in Game 2 of this series, the top 4 guys have bad numbers against Walker Buehler in their career. Though Acuna just 1 for 12, he does have a home run. Ozuna's 0 for 14. You don't see that often. Olson just 1 for 5 with 2 strikeouts. Drake Baldwin obviously has never faced Walker Buehler, but it's that middle of the order that you see decent numbers. Riley 6 for 15, Ozzie 7 for 23. They both have 5 strikeouts. Verdugo is just 0 for 3, Harris is 0 for 2, and Luke Williams has never faced Walker Buehler. We're going to go with Austin Riley. Riley's been putting the bat to the ball. Can he maybe get into one or just get extra bases? We'll take your Atlanta Braves to knock Walker Buehler out fairly early today and get some runs on the board, hopefully before those shadows cross home plate. We'll take the Atlanta Braves to win this one 6-2. Keys to the game today is to get that early lead. You do not want to be fighting those shadows as they're crossing home plate later in the game. And on the other side with Boston, Devers and Duran are both 2 for 5 lifetime versus Schwellenbach. Devers having that home run, if you remember that a couple of weeks ago. He has 2 of them total against Schwelly. The rest of the lineup really hasn't seen much of him. Abreu's 0 for 3, Toro's 0 for 3, Story is 0 for 3, and Rafaela 1 for 5. So if he can escape danger in the top of that lineup, we might get 6 strong, maybe more out of Schwellenbach. His biggest Achilles heel has been later in the game giving up the fly ball. Schwellenbach, all in all, has pitched pretty well the first time through the order, the second time through the order. It's that third time through the order that he's been hit with the home run bug, just like against San Diego a week ago. Keep the ball in the park. We need some runs in scoring position to cross home plate. Braves were abysmal, 1 for 10 last night with runners in scoring position. It's got to improve. You like to see them get it over, get it in. That doesn't appear to be a focal point from the Braves management. If we can get into this Boston bullpen, the Braves have a chance to put it away early. Couple of numbers to throw out you here. Atlanta's fallen to 4th in the division, a half game behind the Nationals. 9.5 out of first place. With the Phillies leading the division, the Mets just a game behind. All eyes have to be on the wild card going forward. It's just going to be too tough to catch two teams that are that far in front of you. If you missed the announcement last night, Bryce Elder, as I suspected, will start Sunday's game. That's giving Strider 2 extra days off with the day off on Monday. And everybody else in the rotation, an extra day of rest, including Schwellenbach today because of the off day last Monday. The Braves yesterday got just 1 extra base hit, and that was Luke Williams' slicing double that barely stayed foul. We've lost 7 of 9 and scored 3 or fewer runs in 5 of those 7 defeats. Yet at the same token, we have one of the best pitching staffs this month. We ranked 3rd in Major League Baseball in ERA this month, though we're going to carry a losing record for the month of May. The pitching has found its way. It's time for the offense to pick up the slack. It seems here that the magic number is around 4. If the Braves can get to 4 runs, we like our chances. 5 or more, we really like our chances. Getting runners in scoring position in the beginning of the games and not coming through has snake bitten this team. Put your click in the chat, slap that like, and let's get ready, Braves Country. We'd like to thank everybody for choosing Braves Country Radio, and a special thanks to all the country club members. Please like on your way in and subscribe, set those alerts, and share Braves Country Radio to help build the crowd so we can continue to bring you the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. Atlanta Braves Baseball right here on Braves Country Radio. Your modern-day superstation is in its 5th season of bringing you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves and our one-of-a-kind production. Take us anywhere you go for over 170 Atlanta Braves ball games. Please like and subscribe today. Join the Country Club. Thank you to all the Country Club members. You help support Braves Country Radio.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Good afternoon, Braves Country. Hope y'all are having a splendid Saturday afternoon. We're about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Who do we have here in the chat today? Got to rock through this pretty quickly. We'll go back a few minutes here. Anybody who hasn't spoken within, let's say, 3:54 at the James Hagan John mark, chime on in. Good afternoon, John. King James Hagan. Bugs, good to see you. My man Nathaniel Brooks. Uncle Charlie Fritz. Jameson Taylor. Mark Ricky Ricardo. Kenneth Edward Spry. I think I saw Healy on in here, so I'm going to go ahead and shout out to her as well. Charlie Elrod. Robert. Downtown Chris Brown. Jennifer Jessup. Swipe left. George Pearson, Birdwell, and Israel Otero. Anyone else we haven't said hello to, just jump on into the chat. We're going to take a real quick break, and we'll be back for Pitch by Pitch, play-by-play of those Atlanta Braves. Let's get them off the schneid when we return. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. Perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom. Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. It helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the radio news.
Sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. There is nothing wrong. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both things and ideas. You've just crossed over into
adventures in time and space.
We offer you Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Hi, folks. Join us now for another Braves ball game. Yes, sir. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is it. This makes you feel like it's spring and baseball, no more measles, and free tickets to the circus.
You're in Braves Country.
This is a reminder, disorderly conduct will not be tolerated. Please respect your fellow fan and refrain from any unruly behavior. Failure to comply with these guidelines will result in ejection.
All right, Braves Country. It's Saturday. That means the Braves will have the City Connects on here in Truist Park. Beautiful day here. And hopefully we'll get some runs. Man, I'll tell you what, if we're going to continue to lose, can we at least score? That is brutal, dealing with these games where we score 1 run, 2 runs. Let's get some offense going for the Braves. Schwellenbach's on the bump. If you listen to the pregame, you heard me say we have the 3rd best ERA in the league in the month of May. But yet we're going to have a losing record because we cannot score. And this is what really drives you crazy as a fan, and let's be honest, is that we saw this team do great things just a couple of years ago with pretty much the same cast of characters. And yet, the offense is not there. It wasn't there last year, but we blamed the injuries. This year, there's not a lot of injuries to blame on the offensive side. We've had a few, but all in all, the excuses are over. And we're about to hit the month of June. And when you hit the month of June, you better have the pedal to the metal. Jaron Duran is standing in as we are getting set for the first pitch. Schwellenbach and the City Connects. You should be well aware of what those look like. White pants, white top, blue shoulders. Is the first pitch on the way? Yes, sir! It is baseball time in Braves country. And the first pitch is out wide to Jaron Duran. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. He's 2 for 5 lifetime versus Schwellenbach. The 1-0 just misses high. 2-0. Phil Cousy behind the plate, and he will have you scratching your head all day long. The 2-0 right there, P at the knees, 2-1. We went over his last 4 games that he's called and just saw the misses, and he was right. He's sitting around the 89-90% for most of the games. The 2-1, swing and a miss, 2-2. And it's not just that he has a wide strike zone more than usual. He will call pitches that are in the strike zone balls. So he's not consistent, at least with his inconsistency. So that drives you nuts. The 2-2 from Schwellenbach. Kicks and fires. Swing. Dribbles it over towards Ozzie. Ozzie has it. Flips it to Olson. And it's a 4-3 putout to start the game. Braves defense in the outfield will be Verdugo in left, Harris in center, Acuna in right. Around the horn from third to first, it's Riley, Luke, Ozzie, and Olson. Nick Allen once again getting the day off. Drake Baldwin is behind the plate, and Schwelly is on the bump. First pitch on the way to Devers is a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Just misses inside. It's 1-0. 1-0. Kicks and fires. Bender down and in. 2-0. 2-0 count. Brings it nowhere near the zone. 3-0. Remember, Devers took Schwellenbach deep last time he saw him, and that might be very well in his head. As the 3-0 to Devers. Fastball, top shelf, right corner, 3-1. We do have the Schwellenbach emoji in the game, in the chat. The 3-1 right down the pipe, 3-2. So he's worked it back to a full count. 2 fastballs on the outside as Devers was sitting dead red. He was looking for something he could yank. But now with the full count, he'll open up his strike zone. Infield back and to the right, playing him to pull. The payoff pitch. Swing, chops it over to Ozzie. Ozzie once again. Flips it over to Matt. 4-3, 2 down. Two up, 2 down, 2 G4s in, or 4-3s in your scorecard. First pitch on the way. Cutter up top, 99 miles an hour to Abreu. It's 1-0. He's another one you got to be wary of his stick. The 0-1 swings, fouls it back. It's 0-2. Abreu 13 home runs on the year. That would lead the Braves club. Devers just before him has 12. He'd be tied with Olson. Abreu also has 29 RBI, and the big number I always pay attention to, the 836 OPS. The 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with triple digits up top. Let's go, Braves country. Schwelly rocking and rolling on a Saturday afternoon.
I do, in fact, around and find out. I have, in fact, learned every lesson the hard way.
Movie theaters are failing because literally no one goes and sees movies anymore. And I think there's a few reasons for this. I think, number one, no one makes good movies anymore. Number two, it's so damn expensive. And number three, you can just watch the movie on Amazon or Hulu or Netflix in like a week. But I think I have the greatest solution ever for movie theaters. Bro, These movie theaters need to start showing live sports games. Could you imagine if a movie theater played March Madness basketball games? Number one, the screens are massive, so you can play like 4 different college basketball games all at the same time on the same screen. Number two, they already have everything a sports fan will want. They have beer and they have food. And could you imagine if they made like all-day passes for March Madness? Like $20 to get in, it's $10 beer pitchers, and then you can like rotate through the different movie theaters and watch all of the different games. Like, it would be so sick, and they would make so much money from doing that.
David Ortiz was actually sued by Jay-Z in 2010. Ortiz had opened up a nightclub in the Dominican Republic called 4040, which Jay-Z thought was too similar to his nightclubs, named the 4040 Club. Ortiz and Jay-Z reached an agreement, and the trademark infringement lawsuit was settled out of court.
I think baseball is a great support to people who have emotional voids, gaps, emotional difficulties. That is to say, all of us. Those parts of us that don't function well, those parts of us that are sad or depressed, not every day. They can really use baseball. It isn't just the child in a wheelchair or the shut-in senior citizen listening to the radio that needs the game. There's part of us, part of everybody who's a baseball fan, that needs the game at that level.
Your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. All right, we're starting the bottom of the first inning, top of the order for the Braves. Infield's back into the left. Righty-righty matchup. Ronald Acuna Jr. stands in versus Buehler. First pitch on the way, swing. Fouls a sinker right there in on his instep. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Buehler comes set, brings it, swing. Hits it to the left side. It's going to be a tough play by Story. Twirling, that throw's going to go up the line. It'll most likely be an infield single. We'll see how they score it. That was a tough play by Story, especially with Acuna's speed. We'll give him a single on our end.
Bravo.
We'll see what they do with it.
Bravo.
I would think with him being at home, there's no way he didn't get it. They did give him a single. So it'll be an infield single for Acuna to get us going. First pitch on the way to the Drake is 95. Down below the knees, it's 1-0. Probably continue to remind you of this throughout the game, but Phil Cousy calls a weird strike zone, so just get ready for it. The 1-0, outside wide, 2-0. If you're looking at that on your screen, don't be shocked if that's a strike at some point in this game. I mean, he's got a wild strike zone, and it's not consistent. The games where he's missing the calls, they're not all in the same area. They're all over the place. The 2-0 count. Swing! That ball's ripped into right field. That ball's going to get down for a base hit, and the Drake gets himself a smack. The first time up against Buehler.
You don't like the Drake?
I love the Drake.
How could you not like the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
The Drake is good.
Buehler gives up. Two hits back-to-back to start it off. So first and second, nobody out, and that'll bring the big Zoo to the plate. Marcell Ozuna batting .275, 9 homers. First pitch, 95 out wide, it's 1-0. Braves really would benefit from a crooked number right here. Get out to that early lead and not leave so many stranded. 1 for 10 yesterday with runners in scoring position. The 1-0, outside wide, 2-0. If you remember that first inning, kind of had starting pitcher Giolito on the rocks, and they let him get off the hook a little bit, and then he settled in and gave them 4 2/3, and it was enough for the Red Sox to hang around, put runs on the board. As Narvaez goes out there to talk to Buehler, probably just to settle him down. Only one game had started, well, 2 essentially, before this one. Cubs lead the Reds 1-0 in the 8th, and an hour ago, I don't know how they've had this time much time to do this, is the 2-0 swung on and fouled back to 2-1. A's and Blue Jays are in the fourth. That's not the shocking thing in 1 hour. But they're in the fourth inning an hour after starting, and it's 6-5 Blue Jays. There must have been no mound visits. The 2-1 pitch swing, chops it over towards short, deep in the hole, and that's going to be an easy 6-4-3 double play. It appears that Abraham Toro thought that was the third out. He was running towards the dugout. It is not. That will bring Matt Olson to the plate. Olson now with the righty-lefty matchup is going to need a base hit or some kind of an error to bring the run home. First pitch on the way. Outside wide. Bender misses. Knuckle curve. It's 1-0. Olson batting .238 these days with 12 home runs and a .793 OPS. Infield back into the right. The 1-0 swing lifts it into left center field. That ball's going to get down where the green grass grows. It is off the wall, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-0 lead with the Ice House smacking a double off the track.
This is not watered down. This is Ice House. Ice House. Smooth as it gets.
That ball was drilled. He stuck his foot in the ground and smacked it, splitting the gap. Nothing better than going shopping at the Gap. And Acuna was able to walk home. He thought that ball was gone. Acuna was putting it up like he had knocked it out, but he had plenty of time to get home. First pitch on the way to Riley is well off the plate. It's 1-0. The wind now is whipping to left field, much stronger than it had been projected. 1-0. Swing, whistles it back. 1-1. That wind going from center to left looks like it's upwards around 15 to 20 miles an hour. That's not what was indicated pregame. The 1-1, outside wide, 2-1. Two-1 count. Runner at second, 2 outs, 96-mile-an-hour fastball up top, 2-2. Braves scored 1 run in the first last game. Were unable to tack on, and that's where they ended. Is the 2-2, outside wide, 3-2. Hopefully here Atlanta can put a few more on the board. That double play really killed it. They're calling the wind at 8 miles an hour. There's no way it's 8 miles an hour out there. It is whipping. The payoff pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. So Riley down on strikes, but the Atlanta Braves do take a lead. Half full, glass half full. Come on, Braves country. We need good vibes today.
Got the results today from my doctor. He said I was a beast.
No, he said you were obese.
How do I permanently erase you from my feed? I don't know, dude. I only know how to get on the For You page a lot, and also a bunch. But I would just assume, probably like you did, comment a whole bunch. That way TikTok knows that you don't like it, and you don't see me anymore. You probably also want to share, like, favorite, follow, these sorts of things. That way you never have to see me again.
On June 11th, 1938, Johnny Vandermeer threw a no-hitter against the Boston Bees. Just 4 days later, Vandermeer threw a second no-hitter, this time against the Dodgers. To this day, Vandermeer is still the only player in baseball history to throw 2 straight no-hitters.
When there's a shooting in the lobby of your apartment building, call management the next day and renew your lease. Be a man.
I'll level with you. I was playing poker with the guys. I lost $12 and knowing the way you feel about gambling. See, I was ashamed to tell you.
Where was you?
Now, just let me say this to you, that this whole evening is going to run a lot smoother if you just believe everything I say and then forget about it now. Come on, let's go to bed, huh?
Next to Abraham Lincoln and George Washington, the name of A.G. Spaulding is the most famous in American literature. It has been blazing forth on the cover of guides to all sorts of sports, upon bats and gloves, for many years. Young America gets its knowledge of the past in the world of athletics from something that has Al Spalding on it in big black letters. And for that reason, as much as any other, he is one of the national figures of our time. Boston Herald.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Schwellenbach goes back to work. 1 strikeout in the first inning. He's at 14 pitches. He's set to face the 4, 5, 6 batters, Narvaez, Meyer, and Toro. First pitch on the way to Narvaez is right down the pipe on the inner cut. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. The 0-1. Fastball. Top shelf. Outer edge. 0-2. The 0-2 just misses. That slider, I mean, just missed. Would have loved to have had that call. It was technically a little out of the zone. Typically, Kuzi yanks that one. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Number 2 on the day for Schwelly. 1 away. Good to see you, Mr. Batman, Adam Westbury. Billy Power Max coming in now. Joyce, good to see you. I don't think I saw you last night. Good to see you, Joyce. William. First pitch on the way is a swing and a miss strike by Mayer. It's 0-1. Marcelo Mayer, 217 on the year with 5.54 OPS. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, 99, 0-2. John Boy back in here today. Good to see you. I think I said hi to George, but good to see you, George. Rob, 187. We haven't seen you in at least I haven't seen you. Sometimes that check goes fast. The 0-2 is tapped foul. Chasing one a little bit off the plate, but making sure he stays alive. David McComber, William, Dansby, Rob T. The 0-2. Swing. Behind on that one, fouls it away. We'll do it again. Nate, good to see you. Fred. 0-2 count. Tried to get him to chase a slider down around the ankles. Good take by Mayer. The 1-2. Swing, fouls it back. We'll do it again. One-two from Schwellenbach. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got her to chase that splitter off the edge, 2 away. So far, so good for Schwelly. That was a good splitter with 2 strikes to a left-hander. It's got to seem like it's a mile away when it ends, but when it begins, it looks like it's going to be something that's going to hit the outer part of the zone. Two down, and the first pitch is a four-seamer at Toro's knees. P at the knees, it's 0-1. The 0-1, 100 off the plate, 1-1. 1-1 count. Swing, chops it over towards first. Olsen has it, and he'll step on the pillow, and that'll end the inning. 1, 2, 3. We'll head to the bottom of 2. Ozzie, Verdugo, Michael to the dish.
In 1970, the Cardinals signed a catcher out of high school named Randy Poffo. He played in the minors for the Cardinals and the Reds for 4 years before quitting baseball. He instead pursued professional wrestling, where he became the legendary Macho Man Randy Savage.
Did I ever tell you my grandma had 4 babies at once? 4 at once? Yeah, they called them quadruplets. Yeah, and the doctor come up there to deliver the babies, and he had my grandpappy holding the lantern, and he said, come the baby. And the baby come out, and then he held up the lantern. He said, hold up that lantern again. I think there's another. Sure enough, another baby come out. He said, hold that lantern up. I said, I think there's another. And Grandpappy held it up, and there comes another. The fourth baby started to come. He said, hold that lantern up. Grandpappy said, no, I think it's the light that's attracting them.
I'm a Sagittarius, which probably tells you way more than you need to know.
Yes, it tells us that you participate in the mass cultural delusion that the sun's apparent position relative to arbitrarily defined constellations at the time of your birth somehow affects your personality.
Albert Goodwill Spaulding, the sporting goods king, could look back on a long career in baseball. First, as a superb pitcher, then as a ruthless club owner, finally as the man who had made the game big business. But he still had one more service to perform. He was determined to prove that baseball was an exclusively American invention, the brainchild of some ingenious American lad. He appointed a commission to prove it, but 2 years of research turned up almost nothing. Then, in 1905, a letter arrived from a frail old man who claimed that General Abner Doubleday had invented baseball as a boy in Cooperstown, New York, one afternoon in 1839. It wasn't true, but it was just what Spaulding had been looking. It proved, he said, that baseball truly was the national game, played by Americans, watched by Americans, now invented by an American.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way. To Ozzie Albies' knuckle curve up top, misses high. It's 1-0. Buehler, though he was a little rocky in that inning, Braves didn't put many pitches on him. He's only sitting at 18 to start the inning. The 1-0 pops it up. Speaking of giving at bats away, it'll be an easy fly ball into the mitt of Duran in left field corner. Foul territory, quickly one down. He continues to just give at bats away. As far as I can tell, nothing's been said to him, which is more concerning. When a guy's struggling like that, it's really up to the managers to figure it out. Out-of-town scoreboard looks like this. But as soon as I put it in, it changed. The Mets have scored 3 runs in the bottom of the first to make it 3-1 over Colorado. They were just trailing 1-0. First pitch on the way to Verdugo is outside wide. It's 0-1. Phillies trail the Brewers 4-0 in the second. The 0-1. 94 down the pipe. It's 0-2. Cubs 2-0 over the Reds in the ninth. Blue Jays 6-5 over the A's in the fifth. I guess that means we'll see Carey soon. The Reds game coming to an end. Cardinals Rangers 1-0 St. Louis early on in the second. As the 0-2 misses just inside. That's one of those ones that I was mentioning. That hit the bottom corner, and he did not get the call. This is Phil Cousy. So just realize that when we're at bat, when we're on the mound, the 1-2s, chop foul, do it again. That right there should have been the end of that sequence. Verdugo should be sitting down with an out. See if he can make him pay. If you're on the Boston side, you're rating some $300 worth of hell. 1-2 count. Pitch in the dirt near his feet. 2-2. Tampa Bay trails Houston 1-0 there in the second inning. Detroit, Kansas City 0-0 in the second, as is Angels Guardians in the second 0-0. All the rest of the games are tonight. The 2-2 to Doogie. Inside. Sinker that time almost got him. Full count. Now, Buehler, if you listen to the pre-series show on Friday, talked about he had a blown strike call as the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Verdugo went fishing off the plate, 2 away. And he got kicked out of the game. He got into an argument with the umpire. I do not remember who the umpire was, but he was kicked out like in the second inning. So my point was he had Verdugo down 0-2. A miss like that could sometimes get into his head because he is a fiery competitor. First pitch on the way, that's a makeup call. 95 off the plate, but called for a strike. It's 0-1. Harris, your batter. The 0-1 swing, chops it over towards first. Should be a fairly simple. Nope, they're going to bobble it, fumble it, and Harris is going to be safe at first. They'll probably give that an infield single, but we'll see. It could be an error. It was a very close play. Harris's speed caused the haste.
Stop that.
God bless you, Mike. Keep your game tight.
Never know. You know what I'm saying? I got a little razzle-dazzle.
Honestly, it should be an error. We'll see what they call it. Looks like they're giving him a base hit. They may change that later on, but as of right now, he's giving the base hit. First pitch on the way to Luke Williams is swing and a miss, strike. It's 0-1. The biggest thing that does is that clears Luke, even if he can't get a base hit, to start Acuna off in the next inning. The 0-1, swing and a miss, slider. It's 0-2. Luke Williams has never faced Walker Buehler, and it's a bit of a mismatch with the 7-pitch repertoire that he has. The 0-2 outside wide. Harris goes. He steals second, and that's a big stolen base there by Michael Harris, booking on down the road. Got a pretty good jump on there, and it was a tough pitch for Narvaez. Harris guessed right. Got his 10th steal of the season as the 1-2's outside wide 2-2. I won't call it a great jump, but it was a solid jump, and with that pitch going well out of the zone and Narvaez having to backhand it and throw against his body, he really had no shot. The 2-2 to Luke, down and away 3-2. So now any kind of a base hit would score Harris in all likelihood, anything that gets down into the outfield. Full count to Williams. He steps out of the box, resets. 7-pitch mix for Buehler. Pitch on the way, swung on, hit hard on the ground, but right at the shortstop Story. He'll have it for the easy put out, 6-3, and that'll end the inning. But we did clear the number 9 hitter, and that's not nothing, especially when it's Luke. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
My wife accused me of stealing her thesaurus. Not only was I shocked, I was appalled, aghast, and dismayed.
Things that I'm no longer interested in. Number 1, driving at night. Number 2, driving in winter. Number 3, getting on a scale. I don't like that anymore. And number 4, arguing with idiots. Number 5, being fashionable. Number 6, going to the gym. No use going to the gym anymore. I don't really care. Number 7, kale. Who likes kale? Number 8, wearing clothes that don't stretch. I need it. Number 9, counting carbs. And number 10, caring about what other people think of me.
Say something, a comment about the ref. Is it 20,000? It's a lot of money, eh? So I should not do it. I save my money, I gotta pay for diapers.
Crazy stats. Hank Aaron wore number 44 in 20 of his 21 seasons with the Braves. In the first season after his death, the Braves won 44 games before the All-Star break, 44 games after the All-Star break, and then won the World Series in the 44th week of the year.
We need Doubleday because as a culture we have to have origin myths. Now, baseball has no point of origin. It evolved. We know that. So they set up a commission, and they ginned up this absurd story about Abner Doubleday, who, as one writer said, probably didn't know baseball from a kumquat, but he did fire the first responsive Union volley at Fort Sumter, and he did briefly command the troops at Gettysburg. So to have an American hero as the originator of the game seemed very appropriate indeed. It's total mythology. In fact, there is no single point of origin.
Let's not try to find a starting place for baseball. Let's consider it to be the Darwinian product of centuries of movement of people and continents and oceans, and something rising from the sea and then turning eventually after years of evolution into Barry Bonds.
Spencer Schwellenbach goes back for inning number 3. First pitch swinging. Story ambushed that one. It's going up against the wall. Making the catch like Spider-Man at the 400-foot mark. is Michael the Hawk Harris. 75% of the world is covered by water, the rest by Michael Harris. Jumping at the wall, leaping at the wall. The amazing Spider-Man does it again. Holy cow. Those fans who were sitting there getting to watch that, man, that's a treat. First pitch on the way. 97 right there at the knees. To Campbell, it's 0-1. Braves need to put that in their memory bank. It's what he did on the home run against Holmes. Is the 0-1. Right there at the knees, it's 0-2. He's ambushing pitches at the beginning because people are figuring out that he's not going to swing. Maybe that was what he did prior. But next time up, then you make sure it's not just to get me over strike. The 0-2 goes outside wide, 1-2. 1-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him. 4 strikeouts for Schwellenbach. 2 away. Two down. That'll bring Raffaella to the plate. Righty. First pitch on the way. Swing. Fouls it straight back. 98 right up in his kitchen. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Schwellenbach 34 pitches in, so he's good on that front. Swing and a miss at the splitter. It's 0-2. Oh-2 count. Schwelly comes set. Flips it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Splitter got him. 5 strikeouts for Schwellenbach. Holy Toledo. We go to the bottom of the third. Let's get this man some run support for once.
My wife asked if I've seen the dog bowl. I said I never knew he did.
So I just got fired from my job, and I don't even know why, because I only no-call, no-showed one time. I mean, I was late every single day, and I called in today and yesterday. But, that is so unnecessary.
In the early days of baseball, some hitters would choose to use a flat bat. Batters felt that utilizing a flat bat allowed them to bunt easier. But Rule 1.10a was instituted stating the bat shall be a smooth, round stick.
Oh, son of a gun. You thought I was going to say son of a bitch, didn't you?
Yesterday I couldn't figure out if someone was waving at me or the person behind me. In other news, I lost my lifeguard job.
During the first decade of the 20th century, Americans sought to solve their country's problems by organizing everything. They formed children's aid societies, consumer associations, municipal reform leagues, and baseball teams. They played for the Reading Alerts, Utica Pentups, Binghamton Bingos, Scranton Choctaws, Hagerstown Antietam,s and New Jersey McClellans, the Laredo Apaches, Union City Greyhounds, Cincinnati Porkers, Evansville River Rats, and Iola Gas Band. They played for the Greenville, Mississippi Buckshots, Troy Collar and Cuff Makers, Providence Clam Diggers, Terre Haute Hottentots, Des Moines Undertakers, Lebanon Pretzel Eaters, Yakima Pippin, Bangor Bangers, and the Hartford Wideawakes. So eager to play, they got up at dawn to get in a game before they went to work.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio. Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com/@Braves Country. Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Ron Acuna Jr. is a 4-seam fastball off the plate. It's 1-0. Acuna singled, an infield single. Up the middle his first time up, the 1-0 inside. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. No, they called it the sinker. It's 2-0. Walker Buehler, his 7-pitch mix looks like this. The 2-0. Swing. Fouls it down the line. Right field. No, it's going to stay fair and die into the glove of the right fielder Abreu at the 325 mark. Hit it a long way. Acuna could not believe that ball didn't go foul by his reaction. Drake Baldwin, the batter, he's 1 for 1. He's got a four-seamer that he throws 26% of the time. Bueller. As the first pitch on the way is a strike right down the pipe, it's 0-1. Bueller also throws the cutter at 19 and the sinker at 15%. The 0-1. Sinker off the plate, 1-1. And the cutter and sweeper, curve and sweeper at 13% evenly. 1-1 pitch, swing, chops it over towards short. Should be an easy play for Story. It is 6-3, 2 down. The changeup at 9% and the slider at 5%. So though he does have a couple of show me pitches per se, he throws all 7 pitches pretty regularly compared to some of the other pitchers that we see that come in with 5 and 6, 7 pitch repertoires. A lot of them just have a few that they rarely even use. First pitch on the way to Ozuna. It's below the knees, called for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Outside wide slider misses, 1-1. Braves lead it 1-0, but we know we're going to need more than that. The 1-1. Outside wide, 2-1. 2-1 count. Acuna grounded into a double play in the first inning when we had runners at first and second and nobody out. Olsen was able to knock him home. Acuna. The 2-1 pitch. Swing, that ball's roasted up the middle. It's on for a base hit. And the Big Bear is on with the big hit to keep the inning going. First pitch on the way to Matt Olson is a cutter at the knees. It's 0-1. Righty lefty, the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Chase the knuckle curve down and in. It's 0-2. Olsen, RBI double his first time up. Bueller at a good spot here with 46 pitches, giving up just the 1 run. The 0-2. Another knuckle curve. That one's well below the knees. 1-2 count. Olsen batting .327 in his last 13 games with a .1057 OPS. The 1-2. Outside wide, 2-2. 97 mile an hour fastball will even it up. Brewers continue to lead the Phillies 4-0 in the third. The 2-2 pops it up. Got well underneath that one. That'll be a lazy fly ball into center. Making the easy catch is Raphael, and that'll end the inning. Braves get one on, but can't do a thing with it. Similar song that we hear all year long. We'll be back in a flash.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Hall of Famer Larry Walker was a big fan of the number 3. He wore the number 33 for his entire career. His first contract with the Expos was $3 million, and the most stolen bases he had in a season was 33. He also got married on November 3rd at 3:33 p.m. His career batting average with the Rockies was .333, and he was the 333rd member of the Hall of Fame.
The final weeks of the 1908 National League season saw a fierce struggle between the Chicago Cubs and their arch rivals, the New York Giants. With the pennant on the line, they met at the Polo Grounds on September 23rd. In the bottom of the ninth, there were 2 outs and 2 men on for the Giants with the score tied 1-1. Giant pinch hitter Moose McCormick was on third, representing the winning run. Fred Merkel was the runner on first. Al Bridwell, the Giant shortstop, was up to bat. He lined the very first pitch past Cub second baseman Johnny Evers into center field for a clean single. Moose McCormick lumbered home. The Giants had won the game and most likely the pennant.
Trying to explain the Merkel boner in 25 words or less is like trying to explain relativity to kindergartners. It's a force out, and under the rules of baseball, and this had happened in a game umpired by the same umpire 3 weeks earlier, so Evers knew where he stood. Under the rules of baseball, the play was not completed so long as there was a force out possible, and when the force out concluded, the run that scored didn't count. It ended up determining who won the pennant that year. It also ended up leaving poor Fred Merkel with this eponym created to embarrass and humiliate him and his ghostly presence even to this day.
Welcome back. Schwellenbach goes back to work. The first pitch to Duran as well off the plate. It's 1-0. 1-0, swing and a miss, 1-1. One count. Down and in, 2-1. Schwellenbach is sitting at 39 pitches. We start the fourth inning, so he's good on that front. This will be the second time through the order, so we'll see how he deals with that as he throws a splitter nowhere near the zone. 3-1. Standing on deck is Devers. The 3-1. Swing. Chase 98 off the plate. 3-2. Full count now. The payoff pitch from Schwelly. Swing, chops it over to Ozzie. It's going to be a 4-3 put out. One down. Even an easy play like that, man, Duran makes it close. This guy hustles. He is just a straight athlete. If you've never paid attention to this kid, he always busts it out of the box, but you got to respect that. But he is just, man, he's a nightmare running down that base pass. When Ozzie first got the ball, I was like, this is going to be a ho-hum. And all I see is elbows heading towards first base. Jaron Duran blazing down the trail. First pitch on the way. Out of the zone, it's 1-0. Did y'all see the thing yesterday where they said that the Braves turned the music off during the Boston Red Sox batting practice because I guess they didn't allow them to play music during their batting practice up in Boston? The 1-0 is right there at the nears, 1-1. I'm not sure what that's about, but that made me laugh today. I was like, man, it's good to know that we're still being petty. The 1-1. Swing, fouls it back, 1-2. And what I don't understand from it is, were they not playing the music in Boston when the Braves came to bat? Because they didn't have it. Was it technical difficulties, or were they being just basically buttheads, right? And the Braves decided to be buttheads back to them. If so, it's pretty funny. I think two teams, the 1-2 to Devers in the dirt, 2-2. Two teams that rarely see each other would have a tit for tat like that in a small season series. The 2-2 to Devers. Swing, chopper, back to the mound. Schwelly jumps on it, fires it to first. And that Gold Glove second baseman goes 1-3, 2 away. We're not going to get it at third this year, but we ought to get one at first. Good chance we could get it first and get it at starting pitcher as well. And if Harris doesn't get a Gold Glove, I don't know what they're smoking. First pitch on the way is a fouled back four-seam fastball to Abreu. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty-lefty. Drake sets up high. Swing! Rips it into right field. That's down for a base hit. That ball was smoked. Acuna got to it quickly, so Abreu will just have a long single with 2 outs. That is the first base hit by the Boston Red Sox. So Schwelly goes 3 2/3 before allowing a base runner, period. Three and 2/3, 5 strikeouts, 1 hit allowed. And that'll bring Narvaez to the plate. Carlos Narvaez batting .284, 5 home runs, 17 ribbies, and .809 OPS. Infield back into the left. First pitch on the way. Sinker down and in, 97 miles an hour. It's 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swing, fouls it back. 1-1. One count. Swing, hits it hard on the ground. It's off of Luke Williams' glove, and that'll make everybody safe. I would tend to think that's an E6. We'll have to wait for the official score. It's a hard hit ball, but that's a play a shortstop in the major leagues should make. You can make the argument Luke Williams shouldn't be in the major leagues, but that's a different argument altogether. See how right now they've got it as a base hit, but that's an error. First pitch on the way is a 4-seam fastball off the plate. It's 1-0. That's a bad job by the hometown scorekeeper. 1-0, swung on, fouled it back. 1-1. In theory, he's helping out Luke Williams, but he's really hurting Schwellenbach, because if that run scores, it's going to be an earned run, and we should be out of the inning. The 1-1, P at the knees, 99 miles an hour, it's 1-2. So put an asterisk on that one. We'll see if they go back and change it at some point. Right now, it's considered an infield single, but that ball was right at Williams. 1-2 in the dirt, off of the mask of Baldwin. It gets away, but the runners will stay put with 2 outs. No sense of running yourself out of the inning. Baldwin did everything right there. He slid over to block the ball, but it bopped up and smacked him in the mask. 2-2 count. 2 on, 2 out. Deuces wild here in the top of the 4th. The pitch. Swing, rattles it foul. Mayer lines it into the crowd, into the upper deck on the left field side. Third base side, we'll call it. 2-2. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the splitter all day long. Number 6 on the day. We'll be back in a flash. Braves grab the bats. Middle of the order, due up.
Bacon fact number 18. Bacon is healthier than crystal meth.
Ladies, when you send us to the store, turn your ringtone on. It's not even in case we might call you, okay? We're going to call you. The potatoes aren't where you said they'd be. The guy who works here's never even heard of the hair stuff you use. And the aisle you said ketchup would be in is now cleaning supplies. Meanwhile, my wife can't go 11 seconds without scrolling on TikTok. Yet every time she sends me to the store, she immediately gets into the shower after throwing her phone into the bottom of a lake. Can't get the girl to focus on a movie for an hour, but when she needs the most specific eggs they make, she cracks her phone in half and buries it like she's being tracked by the FBI. So I just gotta walk around Target like I'm studying for a chemistry test. Every time I go to the supermarket alone, they're rearranging the aisles. The section I gotta get to is always under construction. Do you know how many different types of cheese they make? Then I get called a moron when I buy the wrong one. Why do they make so many different toothpastes?
I'm a good man.
If you are.
I'll give about 50% of my money to charity.
Yeah.
Except when she's not working, I give it to Destiny.
Crazy stats. Mark Lemke played for 11 seasons and had 3,664 career regular season plate appearances. You may be asking yourself, what is crazy about that? In his entire career, he was never hit by a pitch. Lemke also had 257 career postseason plate appearances, and you guessed it, he was never hit by a pitch.
I remember reading a story one time about Cobb in the minor leagues playing, and they didn't shower in the ballpark. They would go back to their little apartment or house, whatever it was. And every day, Cobb was always in the tub ahead of the roommate. And this one particular day, the roommate got back to the house, and the roommate got into the tub. And Cobb came in and dragged him out of the tub and said from the bottom of his heart, "Don't you understand? I have to be first."
Austin Riley will lead us off. Righty-righty matchup. Riley 0 for 1. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Riley struck out swinging his first time up. Batting .275 on the year. 9 homers, .773 OPS. 32 RBI. The 0-1. Down and away. 1-1. Same two teams back at it tomorrow. 1:35 first pitch. We'll come on the air about 1 o'clock. Get you ready for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play. As the 1-1's chopped foul, it's 1-2. One-two count. Pitch on the way, high and out of the zone. 2-2. It's Riley, Ozzie, and Verdugo due up in this inning. If anybody gets on, it'll be Michael. The 2-2 swing. That ball's belted high. Is it deep enough? Going back on the track. Is it fair enough? It goes past the pole. And I believe it fell just foul. That was a high, towering ball. It did. It kicked maybe 4 to 5 feet foul of the pole. Bent into the corner. And just goes off the wall. The 2-2 swing. That ball's belted high and deep. That ball's going back on the track. That ball, zip, boo, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam-a, ding-dong. A solo shot. Number 10 of the year for the rake. He goes downtown.
You're my boy, Blue.
400
Blue, you're my boy.
400 happy feet. And your Braves have doubled the lead to 2-0. First pitch on the way there to Ozzie Albies is swung on and popped back foul. It's 0-1. See if we can fix this screen because it looks like we're quite a bit behind the game. The 0-1. Outside wide. 1-1. To start the game, we're actually a touch behind it. But let's see if that fixes it. That ball just got over the wall. It went into the first row, by the way, for those who couldn't see it. As the 1-1's bang foul, it's 1-2. One-two count. Righty, lefty, open stance from the left side. The pitch inside. 2-2. That was 2 consecutive hangers, and Riley was able to keep that second one straight. I just saw that Bueller He yelled out a mighty scream of something not good. The 2-2. Down and in. Did it get him? Did not. He did not go around. So a full count to Ozzie. Good take there. Ozzie Albies takes his time out. Standing on deck is Money Mike. The payoff pitch. In the dirt, ball 4. So he'll head on down to first. One on, nobody out. And Verdugo coming to the plate. I got ahead of myself. First pitch on the way to Doogie is down and in. It's 1-0. Narvaez is going out there to talk to him again. I like this batting order so much better. With a right-hander on the mound, having Drake at the plate in the 2-hole. Having Doogie underneath Ozzie, that's fine. And in between Mike, that's fine. Because honest engine, you're not going to worry about the back-to-back lefties, because if they bring in a lefty, they're going to bench Doogie for Eli. When Smurf is in the lineup, it just tends that they go all kooky dukes and throw something really wild out there. As the pitch on the way is right there for a strike down the pipe. It's 1-1. I just don't understand why you don't leave it alone. And when the 1-1, down and into him. And essentially, what you could do is flip-flop. When Smurf is in the lineup versus a righty, have Smurf hit underneath Ozzie and put Doogie at 2. The 2-1, swing and a miss, 2-2. Because Doogie really is just there to try to move the runner along. He doesn't have much power. He might get a double. He's yet to hit a home run since he's been here. And even in his prime, he was hitting like maybe a dozen a year. The 2-2, swing, chops it foul, we'll do it again. And I do think that he has the approach where if you tell him, hey, if Acuna's on, we want you to do A, B, and C, he's going to do it. He's one of the few batters we see choke up as well. But you put Smurf down there below Ozzie when he is behind the dishes, the 2-2's rattled down the first base line, but foul. And you're breaking up Ozzie and Michael with the right-handed power bat. The hope is that Nick Allen may be back in the lineup tomorrow, but I'd say there's a good chance we don't see him until Tuesday. Giving him the extra day off. The 2-2, caught looking strike 3, right down the pipe. We have to leave the major leagues in backwards case. 1 away. One down. But I don't think you always have to put Doogie in the outfield when a right-hander's on the mound. Eli White hit fine against righties. They're going to flip it over to first. The ball gets away. And is Ozzie okay? The ball goes into the dugout. Ozzie's laying on the ground. Looked like he was rolling around in pain. Now it looks like he's trying to get some water out of his ear, like he just got out of the ocean. Looked like the ball hit him in the back as he was sliding, and maybe that's what it was, and maybe he is all right. Man, we can't take another injury. He's staying in the game, so hopefully he's okay. You really can't afford to have another guy sitting on the bench that you can't use. If he were to come out of the game, it would be Eli going to second. First pitch on the way is a strike at the knees to Harris. It's 1-0. And then turning a double play gets really funky because you'd have two guys out there who've never really played together in Luke and Eli at second and short. The 1-0 chops it foul down the line, 1-1. One count. Runner at second. One out. We've got one across here leading 2-0. The 1-1. Swing pops it up. If it stays in play, it's going to be an out. Oh, he missed it. Meyer dropped his glove reaching for the ball. I think he might have hit the screen. It did stay in play, but he couldn't corral it. Of course, Meyer, the rookie, not familiar with his surroundings down there. The glove came off after he missed the ball. So Harris lives to tell the tale. The 1-2. Swing, that ball's going to get dropped into center field, and Ozzy's going to come around and score, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 3-0 lead with Money Mike getting a second chance.
What they know about that?
God bless you, Mike. Keep your game tight.
Never know. You know what I'm saying? I got a little razzle-dazzle.
Good piece of hitting by Harris. Ball came down and in, but was way too high in the zone, and he doinks it out there into center field, split the defenders. Ozzy comes home to score. The throw came into second to keep Harris from going up there. Pitching coach Andrew Bailey comes out to talk to Buehler, probably to buy some time here. He's sitting at 72 pitches. And they've been keeping him pretty steady at getting him before the 90-pitch mark, or right at the 90-pitch mark. That's going to bring Luke Williams to the plate. Luke pops up the first pitch he sees. That's an at-bat given away. F9 in your scorecard, 2 down. Two down. Ronald Acuna Jr. stands in. If he could put a charge into this one and really have some good breathing room for Schwellenbach. First pitch on the way. Swing. That ball's belted. Deep. Going back. On the track. Zip, boom, bam. It's gone. Speak it into existence. Ha ha!
Bravo. Bravo.
A 2-run shot. His third home run of the year.
Bravo.
6th RBI, 428 happy feet later, and your Atlanta Braves have a 5-0 lead. Drake Baldwin comes to the plate, first pitch, 96 up top, 0-1. The 0-1, swing, pops it up. High into left field, but easily playable. Fighting the sun is Duran, but he'll make the easy catch, and that'll end the inning. But not for your Atlanta Braves. Put 4 on the board. It's 5-0. We go to the 5th inning.
Bravo.
Check this out. Did you guys know that Pittsburgh is in Pennsylvania?
Yes.
Yeah. Now think about that. That's crazy. Like 2 cities in 1 state?
No, that's not crazy.
No, not at all. No. All right. I don't think you understand. There's 2 cities in the same state. Like, how's that even possible?
All states have more than one city.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
There's Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
So that's what Pennsylvania is.
Oh, no.
Oh, so Philadelphia's not Pennsylvania?
No, Philadelphia is in Pennsylvania. What is this man talking about?
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. The 1960 World Series was between the Pirates and the Yankees and ended with a walk-off homer by Pirates second baseman Bill Mazeroski. The MVP of that series wasn't Mazeroski, but instead it was Yankees player Bobby Richardson. His 12 RBIs led him to becoming the only World Series MVP who was on the losing team.
It is important to remember in an imperfect and fretful world that we have an institution which is practically above reproach and above criticism. Nobody worth mentioning wants to change its constitution or limit its powers. The government is not asked to inspect it, regulate, suppress, guarantee, or own it. There is no movement afoot that we know of to uplift it like the stage, or to abolish it like marriage. No one complains that it is vulgar like the newspapers, or that it assassinates genius like the magazines. It rouses no class passions, and while it has magnates, they go unhung with our approval. This once comparatively perfect flower of our sadly defective civilization is, of course, baseball, the only important institution, so far as we remember, which the United States regards with a practically universal approval. Saturday Evening Post.
Schwellenbach will go back to work. It's 5-0 your Atlanta Braves. First pitch on the way is 97. Just off the plate, but called for a strike. It's 0-1. Schwellenbach said he get 59 pitches. The 0-1. Swing. That ball's ripped into center field, down for a base hit, and it's a leadoff single for the Red Sox. So the Braves got to batten down the hatches here, make sure they don't allow the Red Sox to get some runs back. The shadows are starting to creep across in between home and the pitcher's mound, but with some hazy clouds out, it's not as definitive as it has been in the past, so it may not be as much of an issue. First pitch on the way, 96-mile-an-hour fastball into Story. It's 1-0. Story hammered one to the center field wall in the first pitch he saw in the top of the fifth. 1-0. Inside, 2-0. So they had a couple of pitches back-to-back there, maybe to get Story off the plate a little bit. Runner at first, nobody out, infield back into the left. 2-0, right there at the knees, 2-1. Story batting .218 with 7 home runs and 23 RBI. The 2-1. Schwelly brings it. 97 right there at the knees. 2-2. 2-2 count. Righty-righty matchup. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the slider. 1 away. Schwellenbach now with 7 strikeouts. That was his over-under, by the way. At least might have missed the beginning of the game. And it paid up. I want to say I saw plus 115. First pitch on the way is right there at the knees. It's 0-1. And what that means is, even though that was the over-under, they didn't expect it to hit. If you took the under, you were having to pay a lot of juice. The 0-1 to Campbell, swung on, chops it foul. 0-2. Braves 5, Boston nothing. Braves trying to even up this series with a chance to win it tomorrow, and it will be Bryce Elder on the mound. The 0-2 just misses. That was a good slider. Just missed the outer edge of the plate. 1-2. 1-2 count. kicks and fires. Whoa, hey, high. 98 miles an hour out of the zone, 2-2. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He's got himself a snowman, 8 strikeouts here in the top of the 5th. Two down. First pitch on the way is 96 on the outer edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing. Fisted into right field, and that's going to get down for a base hit. They'll take runners to the corners with 2 outs, and Schwellenbach's not out of the woods yet. Good job by Raffaella to fight that one off, and now he brings the top of the order to the plate, and Jaron Duran, and you got to be careful here. That wasn't a bad pitch. It was on the inside. He just fortunate to get it just enough on it to get it over the head of the infield defense. Raffaella is a threat to steal. Duran at the plate, his 3rd time. Each time he's hit it to the right side, right at Ozzie Albies. First pitch on the way. 95 up top, it's 1-0. The 1-0. Smacks the top of the edge, top of the zone with a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. It's 1-1. 1-1 count. Swing, rips it over to Ozzie again. That's going to be 4 consecutive ground outs to Ozzie, 4-3, and I don't know what that was about, but Olsen fired the ball back to Ozzie playfully, about taking his head off. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Okay, put a finger down if you my ex-boyfriend Steven in the Burger King parking lot.
John Lester will be remembered as a very intense, consistent pitcher. He was so consistent that in 241 starts for the Red Sox, he had a 3.64 ERA, and in 171 starts with the Cubs, he also had a 3.64 ERA. In 1995, a contest was held to name a future Arizona baseball team. The name Diamondbacks won, but there were some other choices. The Arizona Diamondbacks were almost the Rattlers, Scorpions, Phoenixes, or Coyotes.
I like old trucks, I like Nickelback, I like extra large t-shirts that say something funny on them, and I've realized that I am 1 beer belly and 2 ex-wives away from becoming my Uncle Earl.
Y'all, my dog's size and snore is way too hard for somebody who does not contribute to this household.
We don't have set sides of the bed.
Yeah, we sort of lie down wherever.
What are you, farm animals? Couples have set sides of the bed. Walk me through this. You get ready for bed. You put your sweats on, whatever.
Actually, we sleep naked.
I'm sorry, what? No sides, no clothes, no rules. Basically, your bedroom is Thunderdome. Filthy, naked hippies.
Baseball's thought of as this game of geometry. The game of geometry. It's perfect. It's 90 feet, it's 60 feet, it's this, it's that. Everything's perfect, right angles, everything's all that. And then it has the strictest rules, and it has the strictest history, everything interpreted. And kids play it all over the place with 2 bases, 1 base, with a car parked in the middle of where they're playing. They play it in the street. We played it in the hollow, used trees for bases. We call it the hollow, where I lived in Lexington, Virginia. We had a wonderful baseball game. You can improvise baseball in a living room. You can improvise baseball on a New York street, and people do every day. You can play it in a pasture. You can play it on the side of a hill. You can play baseball anywhere.
Marcell Ozuna, the batter, first pitch on the way. He's going to dribble it through the infield, and that is going to be a base hit for the Big Zoo. Seeing eye single, wasn't hit hard, went up the middle, but it was hit just hard enough to get past the shortstop, Story, who was playing him very well to pull. They're saying that was 91 up the middle. I don't buy it. Nonetheless, wasn't an extremely hard hit ball, but it was enough to split 6 and 4 and get ourselves a leadoff runner. Nobody out, and here comes Matt Olson. Matt Olson, an RBI double earlier. He's 1 for 2. 1-0. Down and in. 2-0. It is Buehler back out there on the mound. 78 pitches in. One count. Just grabs the top of the zone. I'm not sure if I'm buying that, but Olson's got to know how Kuzi is by now. One-two count. Pitch on the way, high and out of the zone. 2-2. Olson now batting .241 with 12 homers, 31 RBI. One swing here could put us up by a touchdown. The 2-2. Swing! That ball's ripped over to the right side, off the glove of the second baseman, Campbell. It's just going to be enough to stop the ball from going into the outfield. He'll get it off the carom and throw Olson out at first, 4-3 put out. But Ozuna does make it down to second base. I don't know why, but the first baseman threw it down to second with Ozuna standing there. A little odd. I don't know if he thought maybe Campbell caught that. That's the only thing that makes sense on that. First pitch on the way to Riley. Pops it up, can of corn. Right side. Be an easy F3 to away. Two down. That'll bring Ozzie Albies to the plate. Ozzie. First pitch, knuckle curve on the outer edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1 inside, 1-1. Ozzie walked his last time up and came home to score a run. He's batting .236 on the year, 6 homers, 22 RBI. The 1-1 pops it up into foul territory. Will it stay in play? It will not. It'll bang off of the top of the third base dugout of the Boston Red Sox and fall into the crowd. Young lady makes the catch for a souvenir off the carom. A 1-2 count. Runner at second. Ozzie open stance from the left side. Buehler, his 87th of the day, brings it way high out of the zone. 2-2. This could be his last batter. They've been pulling Buehler at around the 85 to 90 pitch all year long. Is the 2-2. Outside wide 3-2. Sitting at 88 pitches, but they may want him to push a little further. As long as he doesn't get clubbed a couple of times, they may want him to finish this inning and then go from there. On deck is Doogie the lefty and Harris, the 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got a piece of it, but Narvaez was able to hold on to it to end the inning. Braves fail to score, but we lead at 5-0 going to inning number 6.
Did you touch the thermostat? Did you turn it up?
Well, of course not. Did somebody fiddle with the thermostat? It's 85 degrees. 85? Do you have any idea how much even a few degrees can impact the gas bill? Of course I do. It's unthinkable. Why is it so high? Someone fiddled with the thermostat. What? Who would do that?
What is going on?
Adriana, she turned up the thermostat.
Said she fiddles with the thermostat at your place anytime she damn well pleases.
Hey, you might as well give her your wallet and your 401k while you're at it.
Brad, do you let the kids touch the thermostat at your house?
What? No. The thermostat is a sacred covenant. I can't believe we're even talking about this. This is madness!
Lou Gehrig hit his first career home run on September 27, 1923. He hit his final home run on September 27, 1938. In total, he hit 5 home runs on September 27th. 2 of those came off of Hall of Famer Lefty Grove in 1931 and 1933.
Bed check, dumbass.
Holy crap!
No, it is not a bad check. We just want to say goodnight, and we love you very, very much. What are you doing?
Oh, just nailing his window shut for his own good.
What if there's a fire?
Well, then I guess you can just light your dope with it, dopehead.
If you look at pictures of, say, the 1915 Pirates, you're going to see a very different kind of face than you see today. Hard men. Baseball at that point was a way out of the mines. This was a way for immigrant Americans to make a career, and they were tough men. Hungry young men coming after the established older men. Baseball was played with a ferocity of a kind of life and death, which in a sense it was for these players. So it represented the rise of American striving in a certain way.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way from Schwellenbach to Devers was a ball. And the 1-0's followed up there for a strike. It's 1-1. Righty-lefty matchup. The 1-1 from Schwelle. Swing and a miss. Splitter. 1-2. Devers just out in front of that. 1-2 count. Braves lead at 5-0. We're in the 6th inning. Milwaukee 12-1 over Philadelphia in the 5th inning. They're doing the Lord's work there. Go Brewers. The 1-2 swing and a miss. Strike 3. Schwelle is having one swell of a day. Lord have mercy. He is rolling today. Punch out number 9. 79 pitches into the frames. First pitch on the way to Abreu is high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Abreu 1 for 2 on the day. The 1-0 kicks and fires. Misses outside. 2-0. 2-0 count. It'll be interesting to see how the 2-0 right there. Be at the knees, 2-1. Be interesting to see how Elder goes tomorrow. He's been hit hard his 2 starts down in the minors, but you wonder if that was just kind of him being in the dumps for getting sent down for basically no good reason. The 2-1 swing and a miss, 2-2. It was just a numbers game. It wasn't because he was pitching poorly. But that being said, he's going to have a tough task. He's got to go up against Bryce Elder has to go up against Garrett Crochet, one of the best lefties in baseball. As the 2-2 is lifted high into left field. Lazy fly ball into the glove of Verdugo up against the foul line just before the corner. F7 in your scorecard, 2 down. But the one thing, and I talked about this yesterday, for whatever reason, Garrett Crochet doesn't get very good run support. And we've seen that in the past with some of the Braves pitchers. I mean, I can remember there were years where one of the big 3 were just, they were hexed. They'd go out there and pitch darn near perfect games, and the offense wouldn't score, and then we would have some also ran up there eating innings in the 5th slot, and the Braves offense would explode for 8 runs. But hopefully Boston's offense struggles tomorrow versus Elder, and we can, as the 0-1 misses high, 1-1. If we can get Schwellenbach to go through 7 here, you'd be in pretty good shape with the bullpen tomorrow. 1-1, swung on, foul back. going too. He's right here at the end of the 6th inning. You could see him possibly getting a 7th. It's going to be tight as he's sitting here at 85 pitches. But if he can get an out right here, 87 pitches. If he can get an out right here, the 1-2 misses, 2-2. He should at least start the 7th and see where he goes from there. Narvaez, 2-2 count. Caught, looking strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry. 98 on the black. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
I'm not saying that it's rough where I live, but my Walmart is selling Father's Day cards in packs of 5.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Big Sexy Bartolo Colon is a very fondly remembered player. When he hit a home run against the Padres in 2016, he actually set a record. He became the oldest player to hit his first career home run at 42 years old. Milky Cabrera, in 2012, after getting suspended for high testosterone levels, he made a fake website to try and challenge his suspension. He argued that this phony website he created had given him banned substances without his knowledge. Unsurprisingly, the plan didn't work.
I'm Amy Lawrence, and I'm up late, always, after hours, hanging out with you on CBS Sports Radio. Check it out, 2 a.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Pacific.
I will not tolerate profanity, obscene language, or personal insults from my bench. I will always insist, as long as I am manager of the club, that my boys be gentlemen. There is room for gentlemen in any profession. Connie Mack.
Baseball was Mac's livelihood, but it was also his life, and he was worried about the game's integrity. The real name of the man who built the Athletics was Cornelius Alexander McGillicuddy. Born in 1862 to Irish immigrants, he began as a catcher. He spent 11 years in the majors, managed to play every position except third base and pitcher, and vigorously supported John Montgomery Ward and his ill-fated Players' League. In 1901, he became part owner of the Philadelphia Athletics and immediately made himself manager, a post he held for 50 years. Connie Mack became baseball's most conspicuous gentleman, managing in coat and tie, demanding that his players be on their best behavior.
Welcome back, Braves Country. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Leading this 1-5-0, looking to get some insurance, maybe put this puppy away. Alex Verdugo leads us off. First pitch on the way. It is Walker Buehler out there, so that's interesting. It's 0-1. Strike at the knees. Red Sox infield is back into the right. The 0-1. Swing, swats it back foul. It's 0-2. It's interesting that Meyer playing even with the bag and the shortstop. They'll probably push him back now with 2 strikes. And they do. But Verdugo is not a threat to drop a bunt. If he could have rattled one over there, he would have been up the creek. No paddle. The 0-2. Outside wide, 1-2. Harris stands on deck in the hole. Cool hand Luke. 7, 8, 9 batters here due up for the Braves. If anybody gets on, Acuna, the 1-2. Swing! That ball's belted down the right field line, but foul. If it stayed fair, it's probably going to die into the glove of the right fielder there in the corner. That was a hanger. The 1-2. Swing, just got a piece of it. Maybe a stitch or two to spin it out of the glove of Narvaez. Foul tip, 1-2. One-two count. The pitch, down and in, 2-2. Looks like most of the shade has gone over the pitcher's mound now, so there's not much of a contrast, and there's a lot of clouds in the sky. The 2-2. Caught looking strike 3, 95 at the knees. Might have been a touch off the plate, but Verdugo should know by now. Man, Koozy's behind the plate. You cannot take that pitch at the knees. He's going to make you swing. .96 pitches in, and Michael Harris, the second, will be your batter. First pitch on the way, swing, and he'll slap it into left field, and that's down for a base hit. Kind of a doink out there, punching it into left, and we've got one on, one out, and the speed of money Mike on the base pass.
What they know about that?
God bless you, Mike. Keep your game tight.
Never know. You know what I'm saying? I got a little razzle dazzle.
.93-mile-an-hour fastball. Luke Williams right there at the knees. It's 0-1. It was low. Stargazer, but once again, the point was you got to swing the bat. The 0-1. Or go take a seat. Either one. 0-1, swung on, chopped foul. It's 0-2. Phil Koozy's an older umpire, too, so he's one of those guys that believes that if a guy's near the zone, he deserves to get the call. But knowing his chart and knowing how he calls games, you cannot take a 2-strike call with Phil Koozy if it's anywhere near the plate. The 0-2, did he go around? First base umpire Rendazzo says that he did. I'm not sure about that one. He'll be rang up for out number 2. I don't know if a household name gets that called on him. But Luke Williams, that's a who the hell are you? Go sit down. Swing or don't swing. First pitch on the way to Ronald Acuna Jr. is fouled back, swung on, and rattled back foul. It's 0-1. Acuna 2 for 3 with a single, a 2-run home run, 2 runs scored. The 0-1. High and out of the zone. 1-1. Billy says, use the force, Luke. Use the bat, Luke. Do something. Don't just stand there. Do something. The 1-1's in the dirt, 2-1. Two-one count. Acuna off to a good start, a great start off the IL. 367 batting average, the 2-1, down and in, 3-1. He's got a 1158 OPS. That's always the number that I look at because it tells you how often they're on base and what kind of damage they're doing when they get on. Anything above 800 is very good. 3-1, right there for a strike, 3-2. Rendazzo thought that was a third strike. He jumped up to punch out Acuna and then caught himself and then quickly put 2 strikes in the air. The payoff pitch, inside ball 4, and Acuna heads down to first. I'm sorry, but that look on Acuna's face, like, what the hell were you just getting that? You're just getting a kick at her trying to punch me out?
Bravo. Bravo.
So a 2-2, 2 on, 2 out. They're going to go get the lefty Bernardino to face Drake Baldwin. I would assume he's going to stay in the game. You can't pull him every time you get a lefty in there. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. This date, 1927, although it will be another 42 years before the next one, an unassisted triple play is made for the second consecutive day in the major leagues when John Noon accomplishes the rare feat in the 9th inning, saving the Tigers 1-0 victory. The first baseman catches Homer Suma's line drive, tags Charlie Jameson, the runner at first, and then beats Glenn Myatt to second base, making it the first time the last 3 outs of a game result from a solo triple play. On this date in 1938, Lou Gehrig plays in his 2000th consecutive game, collecting an RBI single in the Yankees' 12-5 victory over Boston in the Bronx. The 34-year-old first baseman will play another 130 straight games before ALS, commonly known now as Lou Gehrig's disease, shortens his Hall of Fame career. And on this date in 1949, Charlie Lupica announces from a 20-foot platform atop a flagpole that he will remain on the perch until the Cleveland Indians are eliminated from the race or win another pennant. Although the local grocery store owner abandons his post in late September with the tribe in 4th place, Cleveland owner Bill Veeck will reward the loyal fan with a souvenir 50-foot flagpole and a brand new car. Brendan Bernardino will be the pitcher. First pitch on the way to Drake Baldwin. He'll dribble it over to second, but it's a 4-3 putout. And you'd think you'd want to see at least one pitch, Drake. We'll be back in a flash. That was not good. We'll be back in a flash, leading by 5.
Some people are like old TVs. They need to be slapped a few times to get the picture.
Hey Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Mark Lemke played for 11 seasons and had 3,664 career regular season plate appearances. You may be asking yourself, what is crazy about that? In his entire career, he was never hit by a pitch. Lemke also had 257 career postseason plate appearances, and you guessed it, he was never hit by a pitch.
In 1910, Ty Cobb was locked in a fierce battle with Napoleon Lajoie of the Cleveland Indians for the batting championship of the American League. The hugely popular Lajoie had led the league in batting twice before and was considered the greatest second baseman in the game. The Chalmers Motor Company had offered a new car to the man who won the title. Cobb wanted that car, but he was so detested by those who played against him that when he and Lajoie were neck and neck for the title at the very end of the season, the manager of the St. Louis Browns, just to spite Cobb, ordered his third baseman to play so deep that Lajoie got 6 bunt singles in a row. The manager was found out and fired. Cobb ended up winning the title by a single percentage point. Years later, it was discovered that in fact Lajoie should have won. Cobb's average had been inflated by counting 1 game twice, but both men got cars. It would be the first of 10 cars Cobb would receive over his career.
Schwellenbach's going to try to go back out there for inning number 7. First pitch on the way is a 4-seam fastball. Right there on the edge, it's 0-1. Meyer, the batter, righty-lefty matchup, the 0-1 in the dirt, 1-1. I don't know if y'all caught it, but the X account of the Washington Nationals today, because they moved it half game in front of the Atlanta Braves, made a post as the 1-1 slapped towards left. If it's fair, it's trouble. Looks like it's going to go just foul as it jumps into the seats, but it did not fall fair before, so it's 1-2. They made a post that just said, it showed the picture of the division with us a half game behind them, and it said, "How's the weather down there, Atlanta?" You gotta love baseball. A bunch of people were getting mad about it. I was like, man, they don't get a lot of wins nowadays. Like, that's a social media win for them. The 1-2, Outside wide, 2-2. 2-2 count. The pitch on the way, swing. Rips it down the first base line. We'll do it again. Righty-lefty matchup. Mayer 0 for 2 on the day, the 2-2. That slider was well out of the zone. Ball 3-2. Schwellenbach sitting at 95 pitches. The payoff pitch. Swing, rips it into left field. That's through for a base hit. 1 on, nobody out here to start the 7th, and that may do it for Schwellenbach. We'll see if they keep him on. You'd think this would be the spot here. They may be waiting to bring a right-hander in to face the bottom of the order. Toro's coming to the plate, and after that, it's Story, Campbell, and Raffaella. First pitch on the way is a four-seam fastball up top. Abraham Toro, it's 0-1. He's 1 for 2 on the day. He's had himself a career against the Braves this season. The 0-1, swing, fouls it back. It's 0-2. Oh, 2 count. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him. Spencer Schwellenbach, have yourself a day, my man. Schwelly with 11 strikeouts through 6 1/3. Toro just could not lay off that high heat. Looks like that'll be it. They don't want Story to bang one in. Runner at first, 1 out. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. We're going to the bullpen in Atlanta.
You people that walk in the middle of a parking lot, like right down the middle, are wild to me. And then you turn around and you're like, oh, I had no idea there was a car behind me in the middle of a parking lot. Must suck to suck. There's way too many people outside.
You know that there was an illegal gambling operation going on just down the street from where you live?
No. It was illegal. What that's that? I ain't heard nothing about that.
Armchair.
Cheating on me? That's easy. But trying to stop your car with no brake pads ain't.
The Steve Bartman incident was a very controversial play in which Bartman accidentally prevented a Cubs outfielder from catching a ball, which then spiraled into the Cubs losing the game and eventually the championship series. Cubs fans were livid with Bartman, but the actual Cubs team was apologetic. In fact, after winning it all in 2016, the Cubs decided to give Bartman a World Series ring.
They should have x-rayed your head at the hospital. They did. And for your information, they found nothing.
On November 13th, 1911, John Jordan O'Neill, who would one day become one of baseball's greatest ambassadors, was born in the Gulf Coast port town of Carabel, Florida, the grandson of a slave.
Every town had a baseball team. In my town, Carabel, they had a little local baseball team, and my father played on the baseball team. It was only 4 high schools in the state of Florida a black kid could attend. So just elementary education. Well, so I've got to go to the Sarah Field. And in that Sarah Field, I was a box boy. I'm sitting behind the boxes one day, and it was hot in Florida, and I was sweaty, and that muck was, I'm itching, and I said, damn, it's got to be something better than this.
Welcome back. Daysbull Hernandez will be the pitcher, so buckle up. Daysbull first pitch nowhere near the zone, about a mile high out of the strike zone. It's 1-0. 1-0. Fastball at the knees. 1-1. He's always spotting dimes and eating onions. He'll be all over the place. The 1-1, that ball's in the dirt. 2-0. Tends to get out of jams, but they're always very, very dicey. I contend he's been incredibly lucky. They keep going back into him in the high leverage spots. The 2-1 swing, fouls it back. 2-2. 2-2 count. Runner at first, 1 out. The 2-2. Caught looking strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry. Backwards K, 2 away. So in that at bat, he threw 3 strikes that were absolute peas and 2 pitches that were nowhere near the area code. I mean, not even the strike zone. One was high, so high that Baldwin almost had to leap up to get. The other one was in the dirt. First pitch on the way is a swing and a miss strike at his slider. It's 0-1. That was a perfect slider right there. Problem is the consistency. The 0-1. As Daysville flips it over to first. The 0-1 pitch. Right there, perfect slider, 0-2. It just drives you crazy because you're like, why can't he do that more often? No, it's perfect. But why can't he hit that slider where he's hitting it right now? It's maddening. The 0-2 count. Fastball caught looking strike 3. It was off the plate, but we'll take it. Phil Cousy, you helped us out, buddy. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
I think I have Alzheimer's because I can't remember when I asked you for your opinion.
Crazy stats. Lou Gehrig hit his first career home run on September 27th, 1923. He hit his final home run on September 27th, 1938. In total, he hit 5 home runs on September 27th. 2 of those came off of Hall of Famer Lefty Grove in 1931 and 1933.
She said, this is the definition of the female gaze. What? Like lesbians, dude? The female gaze. No, they're called lesbians. No, the female gaze. Like, I'm not just saying that. Like they prefer to be called lesbians, dude. The female gaze, like with your eyes. You gaze with your eyes. I have gay eyes. Do I have? It's almost not even worth it. No. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. No, oh my.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Ozuna from Birdie, who came up from the from the farm. They sent one of their other relievers on the IL yesterday. The 0-1. Bang foul down the line. It's 0-2. got so entranced about Tim talking about tomorrow being June, I forgot today it's the 7th inning. That's why, I was late playing that. The 0-2 swung on, foul back. Do it again. I was well aware that it was the 7th because right before that, so we've got a little ritual here at Braves Country Studio with my puppies. As the 0-2 swing, just got a piece of it, stay alive, we'll do it again. For years, so what is this, the 5th year we've been doing this? During the 7th inning stretch, I've always went out into the living room and given my puppy some kind of a treat. And for the first few years, it was always these crackers, but they just don't make them anymore. That's the short of it. And so we've gone back and forth as the 0-2, outside wide. Good Lord. That strikeout was ridiculous. Ozuna can't believe it. He said something to Kuzi as he walked behind him. I mean, that pitch was 3 inches off the plate. Bad call. But we've gotten a few our way, so that's what Kuzi is. He's a terrible home plate umpire. He's not that great of an umpire across the board because he was the one last night I was telling you on the check swings as the first pitch is down and into Olsen. It's 1-0. On the check swing pitches, I rarely have ever seen him not call a guy going around. He is a strike-happy umpire. The 1-0 to Olsen. Down and into it. So anyways, the thing about our pups, we always had these crackers. They just don't make them anymore. So we searched a few things, tried different crackers and whatnot. What I finally came up with is one of my pups, her favorite thing is American cheese, and it's not even close, right? The 2-0, swing, ripped over to second. That'll be an easy 4-3 put out, 2 away. And so what we started doing, just so she would get excited for it, and our other puppy loves the cheese as well, but the first one I'm talking about, that's her thing. So now this year when the 7th inning stretch, I want to say I started it last year. We finally gave up on a couple of these crackers. 7th inning stretch hits, the first thing that I do after I hit the button is the first pitch outside wide to Riley is outside for a ball. It's 1-0. As I go bring them American cheese, and they're cut up in strips so they can eat them easily and stuff like that. So that's what I do. When y'all are standing up and stretching, I'm standing up and stretching doing the cheese thing. The 1-0, right down the pipe, 1-1. My wife was out of town working for a while. She came back, and she noticed it last night, that now when that 7th inning song comes on, the pup that loves American cheese, she comes running because it's almost like Pavlov's dog as the 1-1 misses outside wide, 2-1. And so she's very aware what the 7th inning stretch means. She not really knows why we're getting up and stretching while we're playing that song, but she loves the 7th inning stretch because she knows it's cheese time. The 2-1, right there on the outer edge, 2-2. 2-2 count to Riley. So the point was I had the cheese all ready to roll, and then the 7th inning started. I was like, what am I doing with this cheese already? And I was like, oh, God, it's the 7th inning. The 2-2 fires it back to it. We'll do it again, 2-2. Austin Riley. One for 3 with 400-foot home run to left center field in his second at bat. The 2-2 to Riles. Swing. That ball's hit over towards short. Line drive towards Story. He may have caught it, but he flipped it to first anyways. 6-3, and that'll end the inning. We go to the 8th, leading 5-0. Can the bullpen hold it? The top of the order is coming up for the Red Sox.
Oh my God, you smell like weed. Oh, well, you smell like your husband left you for a younger woman, Carol. Shut the up.
Welcome to a day in the life of an umpire in the late 1800s. Many were ex-ball players with little to no prior experience. One umpire presided over a game, and that one umpire worked the entire homestand. They would stand behind the catcher until someone got on base. Once someone got on, they would move behind the pitcher and call balls and strikes from there. They were often responsible for many things at once, making sure runners touch bases, keeping an eye on the ball, and calling close plays. sometimes all at the same time. It wasn't until 1885, 9 years after the first professional umpire, before they began wearing chest protectors for the first time. They were paid $5 by the home team per game. The home team chose the umpires from a list of 5 names submitted by the visiting club. Umpires were routinely spiked, kicked, cursed, and spat on by players while fans hurled debris at them from the stands. Despite there being no dress code, they often wore a top hat, a Prince Albert coat, and a cane. There was a high turnover rate due to low pay and poor working conditions.
Question 2. Who would you rather spend the night with? A, your wife, or B?
B. Kirk Gibson walking off Game 1 of the 1988 World Series is one of the most iconic home runs of all time. Despite how famous the play is, nobody knows where the home run ball itself is located. The bat, helmet, and jersey from that moment are all accounted for, but the ball has seemingly disappeared.
Walk around Walmart eating grapes all day, nobody says a word. I open one Miller Life, they call it law.
Eddie Collins first played in Connie Mack's celebrated $100,000 infield, but was sent to the Chicago White Sox when Mack sold off his championship team. Collins hit over .340 for 10 seasons and played second base with such cheerful confidence in his own skills that opponents and teammates alike called him Cocky Collins.
Dylan Lee comes home onto the mound. Try to slam the door here. First pitch on the way is a swing and a miss to Raffaella. It's 0-1. Lefty-righty matchup. You got Raffaella and then 2 lefties due up in Duran and Devers. The 0-1. Swing pops it up. Let's stay in play. Baldwin gives chase behind home plate, just past it. The days before the protective screens, he's going to make that catch. It just went past. He would have been able to reach into those seats and make that catch. But those days are long gone. I don't think they'll ever come back. I remember that being a big argument. When that first started, we were doing the 0-2 and the dirt slider. 1-2. We were doing daily sports talk on CBS radio back then, and there was a big argument that a lot of baseball fans did not want those screens as the 1-2 lifted into left. Taking a little Sunday stroll over there to make the catches, Verdugo for out number 1. And there's a couple of people that got seriously injured during that time period, and that's what eventually made them change it. And I remember fans being so mad about it, saying this is ridiculous, come there to catch the ball, etc., etc. First pitch on the way is a slider at the knees to Duran. It's 0-1. I just remember having the argument with the guys on the show. I was like, man, you're never going to put the toothpaste back in the bottle. People, unless you ban phones in the stadiums, the 0-1, down in 0-1. We've gotten worse over the years about how we're always looking at our phones. Not everybody that goes to a baseball game is just a psychotic fan like us. 1-1, P at the knees, 1-2. So the idea that they're going to watch every pitch on a 9-inning, it's not going to happen. Then you got to think about the kids and the older people where the reflexes aren't so great. Man, if it's that important to you, just buy a ball at the gift shop. The 1-2, swing, lifts it into left field, coming over, making the catches. Verdugo, F7 once again. If you really are that obsessed with getting a ball, you go sit in the outfield or sit high in the nosebleeds, although you're most likely not going to get one there. Yeah, Stargazer, I never understood the pushback on it. Like, what are you talking about? We've become a society where we're always checking our phones for everything. His first pitch on the way is a swing, foul back strike on Rafael Devers. It's 0-1. The 0-1 lefty-lefty matchup. Devers 0 for 3 with 2 ground outs and a strikeout. Swing. Might have got a piece of it. The ball definitely got a piece of Drake Baldwin as he bends over a second. Koozy's going to do the gentlemanly thing and walk the ball out there to Schwellenbach to give Drake Baldwin a chance to fight off whatever pain he's dealing with. Not sure if it got him in the jewels or if it got him on, might have gotten him on the knee, but either way, Koozy. One of the trainers is starting to head out there. That's the head trainer of the Atlanta Braves. He's coming out there. To check on Baldwin. Hopefully he's okay. Looks like Drake is going to stay in. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Four-seam fastball right by Devers. And Dylan Lee throws a perfect inning. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
So I was on my way home the other day and I seen this homeless man. I stopped to check on him. He said, "Hey, bud, you couldn't spare a couple dollars, could you?" I opened my wallet and had $2 in. I said, "Yeah, I got $2 here," and went to hand it to him and I stopped and I said, "Hey, I'm just curious, you gonna spend this money on alcohol, are you? Whiskey, wine, anything like that?" He said, "No, sir." I said, "I quit drinking many years ago." And I was like, "Well, all right, that's good, but you ain't gonna spend it on gambling, are you? Like lottery tickets and stuff?" He said, "No, sir. I quit that gambling years ago. I'm just trying to get day by day, man. Every little bit helps." I said, "All right, well, you ain't gonna spend it on them there drugs, are you? Cocaine, marijuana, methamphetamines?" He said, "No, I give up doing the drugs too, bud." He said, "I'm just trying to get myself together." I said, all right, well, hold on. You know what? I'm gonna take this $2 back home, and I'm just gonna take you with me, and I'm gonna get my wife to cook you a hot meal." And he said, "Well, I'm much obliged, sir. I surely appreciate it." He said, "Well, why would you do that?" I said, I just want to show her what happens if I was to quit drinking, lottery, and get off cocaine."
First baseman Hal Chase, Prince Hal, was charming and skilled enough to have become one of baseball's most popular stars. But he was also so unabashed about consorting with Gamblet that 3 different managers accused him of throwing game, and fans took to chanting, "What's the odds?" whenever he took the field.
Chase was a great fielding and decent hitting first baseman for the New York team in the American League. He was a gambler and he ran with the gambling crowd, and he lived very well on the winnings that he got from making errors when he needed to make errors. He was a scary figure, scary because he was tolerated, scary because of what he did, scary too because in 1916, as Christy Mathewson, the great Christian gentleman, is completing his career with the Cincinnati Reds, Chase is on that team, and Chase's open vituperative scorn for somebody who lived so well and so purely was beyond ugliness.
Ozzie Albies leads us off. First pitch, swings at it, knocks it foul. It's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup, the 0-1. Birdie back out there for a second inning of work. Swing, chops it back again. It's 0-2. Red Sox manager Alex Cora trying to get one more inning out of Birdie so he doesn't have to go into the heart of his bullpen. With Garrett Crochet on deck for tomorrow's action. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Ozzie never had a chance in that bat. Went away. One down. That'll bring Verdugo to the plate. Michael Harris will move into the on-deck circle. First pitch on the way, swinging. Verdugo splitting towards the gap, and that ball's going to get down where the green grass grows. It's going to go up against the wall, and it's going to be a one-out double for Dr. Doogie.
What's going on? Blood pressure's coming up. The pulse is getting stronger. Get the OR ready. We've got a live one going, and we want him to stay that way.
So 1 on, 1 out. Michael Harris, your batter. Money Mike digging in. First pitch on the way. Change up at the knees. It's 0-1. Money Mike is 3 for 3 on the day. Pitch on the way. Down and away. Evens up the count, 1-1. One count. Kicks and fires. Inside, almost gets him. Ball goes to the backstop, and Doogie will head on down to third. And another insurance run just 90 feet away with less than 2 outs. So that'll bring the infield in for the Red Sox. Last thing they want to do is cough up another run. So that might open something up for Harris. Looking to go 4 for 4 on the day. The 2-1 pitch. Swing, rips it. Backhanded by Campbell. Great play. Flips it over to first. That was an outstanding rip. Nowhere for Doogie to go. Hard hit ball. I don't even know how in the world. I'm not sure if Campbell caught that ball or it caught him. He stuck his glove out, closed his eyes, and hoped for the best, and he got it. I think he might have caught it, but just for good measure, Campbell threw it to first. Luke Williams, the batter. First pitch on the way. Pitch misses up top. It's 1-0. Looked like it hit the zone. That's a Phil Cousy ball, if you ever seen one. 1-0. Righty. 92 off the plate. That is a Phil Cousy strike, that's for sure. 1-1. 1-1 count. Braves looking to get back on the winning path. 1-1 right there. 1-2. Bryce Elder makes his return tomorrow versus Garrett Crochet. Pushing Spencer Strider back to Tuesday, giving everybody in the rotation an extra day or so of rest. The 1-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That pitch was in the ocean, and Luke Williams went diving for it. We'll be back in a flash. Braves lead it 5-0. I wouldn't be laughing if we didn't have the lead on that one.
Why did the old man fall into the well? Because he couldn't see that well.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac McGee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
We're in place Buford. Buford, you listening? Now get this. That's when the subcommittee had to reallocate the funds, and then
Lou Gehrig hit his first career home run on September 27, 1923. He hit his final home run on September 27, 1938. In total, he hit 5 home runs on September 27th. 2 of those came off of Hall of Famer Lefty Grove in 1931 and 1933.
One of baseball's most beloved stars was Cleveland pitcher Addie Joss. He was nicknamed the human hairpin because of his height and the exaggerated motion with which he hurled the ball. He had won 20 or more games 4 seasons in a row and was a favorite with fans and players alike. Even opposing players enjoyed hearing him harmonize with Ed Walsh of the Chicago White Sox. But Joss had a terrible secret. He was suffering from meningitis. He struggled through the 1910 season, even pitched a no-hitter without telling anyone. But he collapsed before an exhibition game the following spring. Joss died 11 days later. He was just 31.
Welcome back. Thank you for the donation, CT. I don't know why I didn't see these earlier, as Rafael Montero is in to pitch. And also Hillian gifting a membership. The 0-1 from Montero. Outside wide, 1-1. All right, there we go. Now we're caught up. 1-1 count. Swing, fouls it back. 1-2. They've just added something to my application where it shows me stuff like that that's supposed to stand out to the right. So that is nice because I'm not always looking when it happens. And then during the breaks, I'm usually trying to do 19 different things if I'm not tearing up cheese for the 7th inning. The 1-2 pitch. Montero trying to shut her down. Nowhere near the zone 2-2. I don't know if I love the idea of Montero coming out here with it just being a 5-run game. He walks a lot, just like Daysbel Hernandez, but I get the fact they're trying to get through an inning without having to use the back of their bullpen. Hopefully he can do it. Hopefully he can have a clean inning. We'll have everybody on deck for tomorrow. The 2-2. 94 misses high. Full count. Montero's biggest bugaboo is he walks folks. He walks them at a clip of about a man an inning, just like Hernandez. Full count. Swing. Lifts it. High into center field. Harris going chase. Given back on the track. He'll make the catch right there at the wall for a long out number 1. Phew. Looked like that had pay dirt written all over it. I don't care how he gets these outs, just get us out of this game. We did bring this one back for all the close calls. For those in the country club. First pitch on the way to Narvaez is right there at the knees. It's 0-1. Narvaez giving the cross look to Phil Cousy. Phil Cousy says, man, there's 1 out in the 9th inning. You're down by 5. You better swing the bat if you want to get back in this ball game. I got dinner plans at Antica's later. The 0-1, outside wide, 1-1. 1-1 count. If you haven't done it already, please subscribe. Trying to get to our goal by the end of at the All-Star break. The 1-1 swing and a miss slider. It's 1-2. One-two count. Montero turns and flips. Swing, fouls it back. We'll do it again. They asked Chipper Jones, by the way, yesterday. I was watching or listening to a show, and they asked Chipper Jones yesterday about why Kimbrell's not up, and he didn't have a good answer either. The 1-2. Swing, bangs it over towards short. Luke's got it. Cool hand Luke over to Olsen. 2 down. Braves 1 out away from getting this win. Same 2 teams back at tomorrow, 1:35, assuming weather. I haven't checked it yet, but I believe we're supposed to have good weather. Bryce Elder versus Garrett Crochet. First pitch on the way, swung on, pops it up. Down into foul territory, Riley giving chase, almost makes the sliding catch. Ball just out of his reach. That would have been a heck of a way to end the game, wouldn't it? Man, was that close. He actually got close enough where it did touch the back of his glove, just couldn't quite get there. So an 0-1 count. Mayer taking a step out for a second. Pitch on the way. Swing, chops it foul. It's 0-2. Braves fans are on their feet. Red Sox down to the last strike. Time is called by Baldwin. Guess he didn't like whatever they were on. Wanted to go over the sequence maybe. Nobody on base, so it can't be related to the signals. They got crossed up somehow. Oh-2 count. Kicks and fires. Swing, lifts it. Pops it up. High in the sky. Giving chase is Verdugo, and that'll end the inning. That'll end the game. Braves win. Braves win. Your Atlanta Braves win. Whiskey for my men. Beer for my horses. Your Atlanta Braves win this one 5-0. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious who you give the game ball to. Schwellenbach goes 6 1/3 and 11 strikeouts. More impressively, he didn't walk anybody. He scattered 5 hits. He'll get the win. Don't want to overlook the fact that Ronald Acuna Jr.'s home run with 2 RBIs. That was a big blow that gave us some breathing room. And Austin Riley's big blast as well. Braves, 5 runs, 11 hits, no errors. Red Sox, no runs, 5 hits, 1 error. And your Atlanta Braves will head into tomorrow looking for a series win against a very tough opponent in Garrett Crochet. 1:35 first pitch. We'll come on the air a little before that to get you ready about 1 o'clock and get you set for pitch by pitch, play by play on what's hopefully a fun day Sunday with a win. Y'all have a good one, Braves country. Braves win it 5-0.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
It is the American game. That's just what it is. And actually, I can feel like I'm 15 when I'm talking baseball. I'm watching baseball. This is it. It does this. It can do this to any. It brings you back.
To the ball game, take me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. Let me through.